What's good, YouTube? My name's Noah Hahn. This is my first ever review. I will be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy Gear. Now, why I want to make this review video is because I think a lot of the reviews out there don't really capture everything that the watch entails. I've been using the watch for about 2 or 3 weeks now, so a lot of the things I'm going to be saying has to do with daily use, how I've actually use a watch while I'm out shopping or while I'm hanging out with friends. So I hope you find this review informative, and yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, so here's my take on the Samsung Galaxy Gear. As you can see, I have the black one here. Now, if you look at the specs on this watch, it's very similar. I think people have compared it to the old Samsung Galaxy S1 or S2. I just upgraded from the S2 to the Galaxy Note 3. Awesome improvement. So yeah, pairing is a big problem with this watch. It only works with those types of devices. I think the Note 3 and the S4 right now. Obviously that wasn't a problem for me. The price point, people do not really like the $300 price point. I actually bought this watch off of Craigslist for $225. So again, that was not a huge issue for me. So let's just see some of the features that I have going on right now. As you can see, I have a custom background on there. There's an app you can download to create custom backgrounds. And you can see that it matches the background of my phone. So that's pretty cool. Cool idea. Camera. So I found this camera mostly useful when I'm taking pictures of documents. It has a really good close-up view, and the camera itself is it's not that bad. If you guys ever use the front-facing camera on your cell phone, it's about the same quality. So it picks up documents really well. I took pictures of doing price comparisons from store to store of this same product, so that worked really well for that. Taking quick snapshots. If you look down, if you swipe down, you get the dialer. I hardly use the dialer on my phone, so I hardly use the dialer on this watch. Notifications. So you can set different apps to send notifications to your watch. Right now I have Snapchat, my text messages, Facebook, email, my school email, and then my personal Gmail. The only thing with these notifications, sometimes they don't view fully. So for example, Snapchats, you can't actually open the Snapchat on the watch. It just tells you that you received a Snapchat and you can view it on your phone. Text messages, you can read the whole thing. If the email is too lengthy, they'll cut it off after a certain amount of characters. So now let's get into the responding of messages. You can set up templates on your phone. So after you receive a text message, you can go to select reply, and it's basically a list that I've created, and you can change that on your phone. There's also an S-Voice reply where you actually talk and say a response. I found the S-Voice to work pretty well. If you guys want, I can show a review of that. So that was notifications is probably like 50% of what I use on this watch. The other 50% is probably telling the time, and I think that's what people really miss out on, is that, you know, essentially this is a watch and it tells you the time, and that's pretty much it. It's not a standalone device. I mean, an analog watch doesn't tell you any more than the time, and people spend a ton of money on those. So media controller, this will work with Pandora or Spotify or whatever you have. Gallery, this is only the gallery for your photographs that are on the watch. Voice memo I haven't used. I can do a review on that, but I haven't really found it where I've needed to use it. This is another cool app. It brings up just, I guess, news from MarketWatch. So as you can see, different headlines, and then when you click them, you can actually read the entire story. And then if you click this button in the corner, it'll send it to your phone. Settings. So you can do a variety of things here. In the clock menu, you can change the watch faces. So this is a watch styler app, and that's why it's a custom image on my face. There's also one with the weather, just different analog shortcuts, pedometer. This is another custom, or not custom, but apps that you can download. This one's kind of cool, shows you the different events that are going on throughout your day. So yeah, within these spaces, there's also like additional features. So the weather one, for example, go back to my home screen, and I click down on the weather, and it gets more detailed. I also have New York on here because I was visiting there a little while ago. And then if you click, it goes further in throughout the week. So definitely pretty cool. Although it's still limited in its features, you can see the potential. And then let's go through the other different apps that we have. So you have your standard stopwatch, your standard timer. There's a app for today's schedule. I have no events, but actually that's one of the coolest features about this watch is setting appointments. As voice works surprisingly well. You can send text messages, create new events. If you really are willing to take the time to learn the 2 or 3 basic commands, this watch becomes really useful. You can also use as voice to make phone calls as well. Yeah, it's really good at just creating events and throwing it onto your phone. So I have a practice later this week. So if you look at that right there, that was actually created on my watch. I just told my watch, create or new task, worship practice on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. and it just creates the event for you. So that's an app that I found super useful, or a feature of this watch I found really useful, and I think people really don't cover that in their reviews. But it's definitely a really fun function to have. Voice quality and the speakerphone on this watch is pretty cool. It basically works as your speakerphone on your regular phone, so you don't have to hold the device up to your face in order to talk to it. I think a lot of people were trying to do that, but basically if you have your phone on speakerphone, you just set it on the table and talk to it. So similar to this watch, if I'm typing on the computer and I have the watch down on my wrist, I would be able to talk to someone fine. Yes, it's only speakerphone, so I wouldn't use it if there's a ton of people around, but if I'm in my room or in the car or anywhere where having an open conversation with the people around me is appropriate, it's really easy to do that. Sending text messages are pretty easy. The presets help a lot, and yeah, I think the price point of this watch is a little high right now. Again, if you can find a good deal on it, it's definitely a good buy. Overall, I've enjoyed it a lot. I'd be surprised to see how much Samsung will further develop the technology. I know that there are a lot of routes out there to make the watch into a full functioning Android phone, but I don't think I want to do that quite yet until I wait for a little bit more development, or to see if they'll develop it a little bit more. So that does it for my review of the Samsung Galaxy Gear. Again, I've used the watch for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I've definitely really enjoyed it. Battery life has been fine. You do have to charge it pretty much every day. I think I've used the watch all day today. It's at 40% right now. I also think my Galaxy Note 3 is also at 42%. So yeah, definitely a good accessory to that phone if you have it, and if you're not too concerned with the price point, I definitely recommend it. If you have any more questions, definitely leave any comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed, and let me know if you want me to review anything else, have additional questions. Yeah, thanks guys. Bye.